Hello again, everyone. I'm Dr. George Simon, and welcome to another edition of Character Matters, the program where we talk about what I consider to be the defining issue of our time, the character crisis that we have faced for several decades now and that affects every aspect of our lives. We human beings have always had our character related issues. Character is not something we come by easily or automatically. It takes time and effort, careful mentorship, the careful teaching and embrace of time tested principles of responsible, moral, ethical behavior, and a foundation of understanding to give individuals a reason to want to embrace those principles. And we appreciated this fact much more deeply in times past, which enabled all the different mentors in most people's lives to cooperate in the task of instilling and reinforcing and developing character in individuals. Unfortunately, over time, slowly and steadily, the mechanisms, the institutions, the social structures once designed primarily to foster character eroded, and with that came an increase in character dysfunction. And as character impaired individuals increasingly populated our society, what few wholesome structures and institutions, etc., were left eroded even further, creating an unfortunate vicious cycle that has brought us where we are today, where character dysfunction of one type or another is more widespread than is good for any of us, and has become so normalized that we are sadly all too used to it. We've lost our sense of outrage about things. And today I want to talk about something that occurs in relationships with alarming frequency these days and has had different labels applied to it. Maybe you've heard the term ego massage, where someone deliberately, intentionally strokes you, tries to build you up, tries to make you feel good about yourself. And this can be a benign thing, something that good hearted, well intended people simply want to do to affirm you. But it can also be a clever tactic by those who use various forms of seductions to hook you into a relationship before you know the true nature of their character and whether or not they're really capable of loving you. So it's a sad commentary on the state of relationships these days that we almost always have to ask the question, even when someone seems to be stroking us in a positive way, we almost always have to ask the question, what is it that they want? What is it that they're really after here? And do I do well to be swayed by what's happening? I'm sure you've heard the term that's been coined recently called love bombing. This sometimes happens at the outset of a relationship with an individual who actually has a high degree of interest in you for various reasons, not necessarily noble reasons. And so they pour on displays of affection. Maybe they even engage in quite a bit of ego massage. Do everything possible to win your favor, to curry your favor. This kind of thing can bowl you over. So you forget to ask the most important question, and that is, does this person truly have the character reflected in their history, reflected in their embrace of certain crucial life values? Do they have the character to really love you? Or are they simply out to win you over, so that by the time you know what they're really made of, who they really are in character, it might be too late, and they will already have gotten what they need from you. I should correct myself there and say what they want from you, because a want is definitely not necessarily a need, a true need. So, this thing that some call love bombing, which can involve a lot of ego stroking or ego massaging, even though it has love in the title, has absolutely nothing to do with real love. And that's why I spent so much time in my latest book, Essentials for the Journey, talking about the nature of real love. Because so many things these days masquerade as the real thing. It's so easy to be confused. Even some of the more benign things that come close to real love and can accompany real love. Things like affection, things like kindness, which can accompany real love and often do accompany real love, but are not the same as love, can unduly influence you at the outset of a relationship and tempt you to sidestep the all important task of really knowing someone's character before you get too deep into a relationship. We've forgotten the importance of this. And in our times when character impairments of one type or another, or one degree or another, are much more prevalent than they once were. In such times, such character vetting is more important than ever. But you have to know what to look for. You have to know how to go about this process. And you can't do it alone. And the task is harder for a lot of other reasons too, not the least of which is because we have allowed to slide into relative unimportance the time tested principles, values that tell us whether someone is really capable of that thing that we all need more than anything else, and that's love. And I'll be talking more about the nature of true love on coming editions of the new Character Matters program, so I hope you'll tune in. Until then, I hope you will avail yourself of the many timely articles on the blog at drgeorgesimon.com and of my books, In Sheep's Clothing, Character Disturbance, How Did We End Up Here, The Judas Syndrome, and my latest offering, Essentials for the Journey, all available and in multiple formats on Amazon. So until the next time we meet on Character Matters, I'm Dr. George Simon. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.